Oh, OBS needs to update. Let's click remind me later.
Again.
All right, anyways. That'll be a good intro. 307 Reacts. I'm Matt. That's Chris. On the screen in front of us. What happened?
That was an offensively weak snap.
Oh, it was weak?
Oh, God.
Oh, shit. I wasn't even paying attention.
Let's hit it again. Yeah,
I was better. I was a little thicker.
You come in, you're like,
which is weird, dude. I had all the. I thought it was there. I thought I nailed it. Felt good in my hand.
Yeah. I was like, wait, did he even snap?
I thought I was fucking something up. I looked at the screen and I was doing the intro, and then I looked over at you and you were just staring at me, and I was like, something is wrong. What's happened?
Wrong.
Okay, my bad. Anyways, I'm Matt. That's Chris. Wow, on the screen in front of us, the saga continues with Jessie B. This one's called Sony Leaves Artist Completely Broke. Have no idea what I'm talking about when I say Jessie B. Well, you got 2 episodes to catch up on.
Yes.
This is number 3. She's kind of, I don't exactly know what is going on or like what her plan is as of right now, but she's definitely like calling out some, some corporations and some, some subsidiaries and things like that that are associated with Sony, and she's just kind of putting it on the table, and so everybody knows what's going on, and I don't know what's going to happen after this, but that's why we're watching. Just we're really interested, and we back it. Like, the music industry is very twisted. Like, it's really rough out there.
We have discovered just before turning on the camera here, we have got into our first big major fight with Sony when we first started the channel. And apparently we fought hard enough, okay? Because it's still there.
Yeah. Yes, anyways. We can't say the name of it because that's too much info. They'll figure it out. But it's on there if you want to go figure it out. You got 700 and some odd episodes to go through. Anyways, so we're just going to continue with this. We back it. The music industry is super twisted. You just have to look at the artist payout for Spotify plays and things like that to figure that out. Like, I mean, artists are getting like, what is it, 0.003 cents or something like that per play or something.
So to put it this way, one sale of a single, okay, so if you sell a single at whatever it is, right, in order to make the same amount of money, you're going to have, I believe it's 20,000 streams.
So like $1 or like a 99-cent single that you would sell on iTunes or whatever. In order to recoup that in plays on Spotify, you'd have to have 20,000 hits or maybe even more.
Yeah, maybe even more.
And that's a lot.
And I really do think it kind of depends on the artist, too.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
If it's... Sorry, I got mustache hair just like fucking with me, dude. But
by the way, I don't have any mustache hair. You guys probably called that out in the... I forgot. I couldn't handle it anymore. So don't worry. Don't freak out. Give me what you want in the comments. It'll be back. It's fine.
So,
anyways, glad we're past that.
If it's anything like TikTok, it's not the same payout per person because some creators get paid more than others
based on like potential and shit,
based on potential views, actual views, the type of content they do. Like if we're gonna put this out here, okay, if you're a little more right-leaning politically on TikTok, you're not gonna get paid as much as the blue-haired lesbian talking about fried chicken and rice, okay? It's just unfortunately the way it goes. So
you're not wrong. I don't think you're wrong about that at all. Like,
I know I'm not.
You don't.
That's the reason I left TikTok.
I don't have TikTok, but yeah, that sounds accurate to me for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's dive into this. If you guys are along for the ride, hit that subscribe button. That's all we're asking for this year. Our description down there says 2023 is the road to 50K. I think maybe I'm going to change that to like 30K because we're pretty close to that, and I think that's a good milestone. Yeah. But regardless, it doesn't even matter. We just want as many of you guys to subscribe as we can. It's free for you. It could change our lives. So hit that button. Let's get into this. Let's go.
I just want to be very clear in the intro of this video. What I'm about to show you, number 1, is going to piss some people off.
Let's go.
And number 2, it's liable to get taken down.
Let's go.
Before I get into the brass tacks of this video, I just want to talk about something personal that just happened, which is oddly coincidental, being that I'm investigating mainstream music. I received a DM today, and this person sent me a screenshot of my comment section on one of my last videos. And it was a bot who was using and posing as me, using my photos and
Telegram?
trying to entice my followers to accept some sort of prize. Now,
Text me
obviously,
on
this
Telegram.
Bot, this is fake. It's not me.
How many times,
so
dude?
If you're witnessing this, please don't respond. But this only proves my point that bots are real. Go back to the first video and listen in on that. The second thing that happened today. I got a lovely message from Instagram saying that one of my videos was going to be taken down. And so I looked into it, and sure enough, it's a video from when I first started doing music. It was I Will, just 2 years ago. And the claim said that the video was being taken down for copyrights.
What?
On a song that I own.
Yeah.
Crazy thing, you know, the real kicker? Some people in my comments were saying like, oh, you should be able to fight that. There was no option. There was no fucking option to refute this claim.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what they do.
It was forcing my hand and forcing me to delete this video. How convenient.
Which
Sorry.
video of ours? Which one is it that's still blocked? Is there?
Oh God, I there's like a couple.
There's a handful
We
on our
ended up
page.
deleting them, but
Yeah, there were oh, that's right. We went through
Yeah.
and cleaned them out. There were a handful on it. There was like 5 or 6 videos on our page that if we hadn't taken them down, they would still be blocked.
Now the thing about Instagram is Instagram typically now. I made a video, right? And it was a video of some Call of Duty stuff. I was doing the Twitch thing for a while, which I'm still trying to do. I never have time. But anyway, had some Twitch clips all, pasted together, Call of Duty stuff. Used Struggle Jennings and Adam Calhoun song they collaborated on.
Oh, sure.
I believe
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Clay Pigeons or something.
Okay.
And used that as the or the
Like the overlay or whatever.
background music in the video. And I was like, if it were to go on YouTube, it'd get a copyright claim, but it's on their ad rev or whatever. No big deal, whatever. Instagram is like, hey, somebody else owns the rights to this music. It's not listed in our thing of sounds, like usable sounds to make reels. So get fucked. We're muting it. And so, like, they don't give you an option to dispute it because Instagram doesn't want to have to deal with the label and all of that bullshit. So they just say, hey, it's not part of our approved shit.
And
Not
that's
on the thing.
That's what it was with the ones that we had blocked. There was no option to dispute the claim. It was just your video has been blocked in all countries. And when you go to hit the 3 little dots to do your dispute thing, for anyone that doesn't know, that's you get the option. On a copyright claim, you'll get the option, but certain companies have the right to just block it too, and you can't click on the little button. It just doesn't let you. It's just blocked, and it just sits there like that, and you get to just wallow in the fact that you spent however much time editing and creating the content, and no one will ever see it. That's nice.
Yeah. Yep.
So hey, Patreon's there, and we like that.
I
However,
about choked on that Pepsi there.
he does. How many episodes
damn.
have you come in here and just choked on something and sitting in that chair?
I think the last time was when I stuck like half a tea bottle in my mouth, dude.
Those fucking, what was the other one? Those weird sticks that you and Becca used to eat, all the moo sticks or whatever they were called.
Cowtails.
Cowtails. That's the guy.
Came in here about died on one
Can't
of
give
those,
him a
too.
cowtail, dude. He'll fucking choke on it immediately.
Oh, fuck.
Let's keep going. God damn it.
I'm just really passionate about this. I own the copyrights. Instagram is taking down a video I made of my own song that I own the rights to because of a copyright claim. Don't believe me? There they are. Right there on my wall. I keep all of my rights on my wall so that every day when I sit here at this computer and I work my fucking ass off for my music, I can look at all of my hard work. A visual representation. So yeah, I'm fucking mad. I'm fucking pissed. But I'm not afraid. I knew this was coming, but I'm not fucking afraid. So without further ado, that's my personal bullshit. Let's get into the meat and beans of this fucking video. I got a message from a couple of people in my comment sections and emails and whatnot asking me to look into this Michael Jackson evidence. What I'm about to show you is a video of Michael Jackson speaking out about Sony. He was previously an artist with the label, and he talks about his experiences with them. I'm not going to speak on his behalf. I'm just going to allow him to talk to you today. Now keep in mind, all of the videos I'm about to show you in this, number 1, I do not own the rights to. Number 2, they have been known to be taken down numerous times. And number 3, so that I don't risk this video getting taken down, I've taken the liberty of changing the voices in each of these videos. So they're either going to sound really
high pitch or
really low pitch. But consider this. If you'd like to watch the full-length videos to do your own research, I will link everything in the description below as always.
go.
So
That's
please
pretty
don't
smart,
take my
yeah.
word for this. Pay very close attention to this because this video is going to be extremely long-winded.
Man, okay, really quick before we get into this, just really quick, I like what she said there about I don't own the copyrights to these videos. So like she's putting out a warning that like if you're going to use this as content on your platform, like kind of to everybody else, like if you're going to use this or manipulate this in any way or whatever, like there's a chance it could get taken down. So like you run the risk right now of like this could get a block just because these are copyrighted by Sony.
We
I'm
wouldn't
guessing,
know
right?
anything about that.
It's yeah. it goes in line with that comment that we got about the do thing, where he was listening to a song through his phone, and we muted that in our video, and someone was like, well, it doesn't make any sense for you to mute it because he's not the one pulling the copyright claim on it, and it's not claimed in his video. Number one,
speaking of,
you don't know that it's not copyright claimed in his video. It might be.
Make sure that you take this picture and send it to Matt on Facebook, so that way you can save it and insert it here.
The one that's what
This
picture?
is the comment.
Oh, the one I outlined? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, let's briefly explain this real quick.
Just really quick. We need to do a whole episode on it. But
so, just because the do will not pull a copyright claim on us, the owner of the music that he played on his phone can.
Correct.
Now, if the owner of the copyright of the music he played on his phone, okay, which is most likely Sony anyway, let's say they do a copyright claim on him, we may not be able to see that in the licenses depending on which portion of the song or whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay, but a lot of times when it's a bigger person like the do that they know a lot of reactors go after, they'll kind of let the do slide with some stuff, right? We're not going to pull a copyright claim there. The 8,000 reactors who react to this video, though, we're copyright claiming every single one of those.
We'll take all the money from all of that.
So instead of discouraging the do, which is one channel with a couple, 100,000 views or whatever, they're going to go after the 8,000 channels with a couple thousand views because that adds up to way more than what the do's going to have anyway. So that's why. The do may not get a copyright claim because he's big enough, but they're definitely going to come after us. So we do have to mute those sections of the videos.
And really quick, even if he does get a copyright claim, there are ways around that for him, like selling gamer subs as an ad on his channel, because gamer subs will write him a check to supplement what he would have lost in views, because then gamer subs is now getting 6 million views on his video, and everyone wins, right? So they'll write him a good sized check, and then that'll cover the copyright claim. So ways around it, yes. So, like he said, leniency, ways around it. We get screwed, but they're fine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. There's more on that later on in the future.
We'll make a full video.
We need to.
I really don't like to talk that much. I prefer to perform than talk. And I really want you to hear what I have to say. The tradition of great performers, from Sammy Davis Jr. to James Brown to Jackie Wilson to Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly. The story is usually the same though. These guys work really hard at their craft, but the story ends the same. They usually are broken, torn, and usually just sad. And the story is very sad in the end because the companies take advantage of them. They really do. And Sony being the artist that I am at Sony, I've generated several $1 billion for Sony.
Oh, billion? So that 9.12 billion as of 2023 is completely false.
Definitely.
Michael Jackson alone generated several billion. Yeah, this is fucking horseshit.
Still generating money.
Several billion. And they really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing, and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer, myself, would outthink them. We can't let them get away with what they're trying to do, because now I'm a free agent. I just owe Sony one more album. It's just a box set, really. It's with 2 new songs, which I've written ages ago. Because every album that I record, I write like literally 120 songs every album I do. So I can do the box set and just give them any 2 songs. So I'm leaving Sony a free agent, owning half of Sony. So I own half of Sony's publishing, and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just did good business, you know. So the way they get revenge is to try and destroy my album.
Trying to destroy his album in early 2000s. Sounds familiar, right?
But I've always said, you know, good art never dies. And Tommy Mottola is a devil.
I want to make this very clear for those of you who might not know who Tommy Mottola is. Tommy Mottola at the time was a CEO or like the president of the music sector within Sony. He was previously married to Mariah Carey, and Michael Jackson goes into that. But just so you know, Tommy Mottola, he refers to this man as devilish and the devil multiple times.
And Tommy Mottola is a devil.
I'm not supposed to say what I'm gonna say right now, but I have to let you in on the secret side. Please don't videotape what I'm going to say, okay? Turn that off, please. No, what? I don't mind. Tape it.
Attaboy.
Mariah Carey, after divorcing Tony, came to me crying. She was crying so bad I had to hold her. And she said to me that this is an evil man. And Michael, this man follows me, she said. He taps her phones. And he's very, very evil, and she doesn't trust him. And he is a horrible human being. And we have to continue our drive until he's terminated. We can't allow him to do this to great artistry. We just can't.
That's just one video that's available on YouTube that Michael speaks out about Sony. Here's another one.
This is very
So
important.
before we get into this here, allow me to change the volume on that.
Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you to click and not. I spaced it because that got pretty intense there. Wow.
I wonder how long it was after he left Sony that he died. You know what I mean? I wonder if there's some sort of conspiracy around that.
Yeah, I don't know enough
Like-
about. I mean, I obviously know who he is and things like that, but I never I never researched his history or anything like that.
I never even knew he had all of these videos like talking out against
Me
Sony.
either. No, I
It's
had
like-
no idea,
it's
man.
crazy.
It makes so much. Like, I generated billions of dollars for Sony. If you think about it and think about his like uprising and how famous he is and was, and you know,
Yeah.
like of course it makes total sense.
Yeah.
It makes total sense that he generated billions of dollars.
Well-
and back then, dude, billions of dollars back then was like trillions of dollars today.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So
Crazy.
like Jessie said, that number is
Yeah.
like what?
So, like, here's the crazy thing, right? So, he owned half of Sony. He left Sony.
Yeah.
They were pissed off. It almost begs the question, okay, whether there was... Did he really overdose, or did they make it look like it? Because if he dies, I'm sure in that contract, when he owns half of Sony, his half goes back.
His shares have to go to... I don't know.
They have to go back.
Or
to
would his
Sony.
lawyer have written that into his will that his shares go to next of kin or something like that?
On a deal that big,
I have no
I don't
idea.
think you get to make the terms. It's
A lawyer could. I mean, a lawyer could.
well, yeah,
But
I'm saying, like, Sony's gonna be like, I'm gonna give you half my business, and you just tell us how it's gonna work. Like that's I don't think
that
so.
would like
I don't fucking think so.
mailman comes through with a fucking deed to have the shares of Sony. Like,
right? Like, huh?
I
So-
guess I own half of Sony.
I don't know. That'd be.
At least the publishing.
I'm sure somebody's done a video on it somewhere. If there is some sort
Yeah.
of link there, or if it was ever investigated.
If anybody out there watching this has any information on this stuff, because I know
Yeah.
there's a
We
ton
will
of people out
dive
there
down a
who know
conspiracy.
way more about this than I do. Or Michael Jackson's got these very deep fan base. So if there's anybody out there who knows about this and has maybe some links or some leads or something like that we can kind of, like Chris said, start digging that rabbit hole. We'll figure it out. Like I'd be down to go look and watch some of that. But this is crazy. All right, let's keep going. Here we go.
That's just one video that's available on YouTube that Michael speaks out about Sony. Here's another one.
This is very important because throughout the years, black artists have been taken advantage of completely.
I'm going to tread very lightly when I say this, because a lot of people have been led to believe that Michael hated his color and that he was trying to bleach his skin to be a white guy, and he got a nose job and he did all this surgery to look like a white person. But why would he go out and speak on behalf of the African American community if that's the case? Something to think about.
And it's time now that we have to put a stop to this incredible injustice. And like Mrs. Sharpton was saying, people from James Brown to Sammy Davis Jr., some of the real pioneers that inspired me to be the entertainer that I am. These artists are always on tour because if they stop touring, they would totally go broke.
An artist who is generating billions of dollars for this company.
Yeah.
If that artist does not remain on tour consistently, will go completely broke.
And it's been...
Dude, that's
record companies really do
crazy.
conspire against their artists. They steal, they cheat, they do whatever they can.
I don't know when this was recorded, but like Sammy Davis Jr. How old is Sammy Davis Jr. when this was recorded?
Oh God. I don't
Old,
know.
dude.
Yeah.
Old. Like, right? Yeah, has to be.
Still touring.
Has to tour to make money or else he will go broke.
Yeah.
Dude, that means there is no 401k, there is no security, there is no afterlife. They don't buy you a house. They don't. You quit the label and it's like they take the house back and they take all the shit because.
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, Upchurch was saying some of the deals that they offered him and stuff. It's like, oh, we'll buy you a house, buy you a car and shit, but you have to pay it back at like 20% interest.
That's the thing. It's like, yeah, and if you decide to quit at any time or whatever, you still owe that money, or they,
or they
like
just repo your life.
they sue you.
Yeah.
They take it from you any way they can. Like that is nuts, dude. I'm just thinking like Sammy Davis Jr., dude.
Yeah.
What? Like he said, some of the real pioneers are still out there, literally have to tour.
Well,
That's why I guess,
dude. The bass player from Quiet Riot's still out there touring.
I was just gonna say, I guess if you think about it, like Steve Miller Band and like some of the ones that come through here, like Quiet Riot and a couple of the older rock bands that come through Casper and stuff. It's like, yeah, they make sense that they're still out doing tours.
Yeah.
The Eagles and shit, they have to.
They have to.
Because if they don't have any money. All the money is tied up in their label and their booking agent and all the gear that is owned by their label.
Yep.
That's, man. Okay, I wanted to be famous for a long time coming up as a kid. That was like my lifelong dream forever and ever and ever. And, like I still don't have any problem with like a certain amount of fame, right? Like, and I would consider, shit, there's 30,000 of you guys watching us. That's, in my book, I made it. That's pretty good.
Around here, it's pretty damn
That's
good.
pretty damn good. Yeah, them's good numbers around these places. But yeah, like I would never want to be that dude. That is, I'm so glad it never happened for me. Looking back on it and like seeing this stuff, I'm so glad it never happened because like
just like being, I know that if I would have been presented with a record label, let's say, or a label deal, like 10 years ago, I'd have signed the shit out.
Oh,
of
I
that
probably
thing.
would have taken it. Yep.
Like.
That would have been the prime when I was looking for one. Like if a booking agent would have came to me and been like, "Yo, dude, we got label backing, and like I can give you guys $5,000, and you guys just pay it back over the next 5 months that you're on the road," I would have been like, "Let's go! This is gonna be like." I would have been all about it. So I'm kind of glad it didn't come. It did come knocking a couple times, but the deal was never right, and we never took it because there wasn't enough money involved, and it was always a.
Always a shit show.
Always an upside down deal. So yeah, it's crazy to hear this. Anyways, let's keep going.
Especially the black artists. Tommy Mottola. Tommy Mottola is the president of the record division. He is a mean, he's a racist, and he's very, very, very devilish.
Now, you can believe what you want, but he continues to say the word devilish. He continues to say the word devilish. Anyway, you don't have to just take Michael Jackson's word for it. Let's get into another almost equally popular artist, Prince.
I know you haven't always loved the internet. How are you seeing progress right now with all of that? Can you use it to your advantage? It's a double-edged sword, A lot of artists aren't getting paid full scale for their art, and the internet, because of downloading and things like that, is kind of like a black hole, and it's hard to audit, it's hard to get accounting, and it's not that it's just about the money, but it's about justice and fairness. And when people say that they love you and they respect you, but at the same time take 80% of your earnings.
80% of your earnings? Now, here's the little thing that's kind of hard to decipher when Prince is talking.
It's true.
It's hard to decipher whether he's talking about the fan base who is illegally downloading the music is taking that revenue, or if he's talking about the labels withdrawing that revenue.
Then expect you to fix your own communities, and they'll probably edit all of this out, but then it gets, that's the sharp part of the sword, and we're at the wrong end of it right now. So eventually, with courageous people going out there and actually saying something and standing up for it, I think we'll get some balance.
That was Prince talking. Why don't we do someone who's a little bit more up to date in a completely different genre? Snoop Dogg.
And before you know it, the artist is frustrated. How many artists do you hear complaining about, we don't make money off our YouTube video, we don't make money off our streaming, the label won't let me go? So is the label the bad guy or what? They're not the bad guys, it's a system that was created many years ago that they're not changing. They don't give a fuck about you, me, him.
Notice that whoever made this edit just put a picture depiction of the devil.
And when the other, Michael Jackson wasn't even making dollars off of his album.
How does that work, though? How is Michael Jackson not making money off his own music? Look, who takes that? The record label?
It's called points and percentages and royalties and shit that you get for the record. So, for example, if they were selling Michael Jackson record Thriller for $9.99, right? How much money do you really think he made off of each copy of Thriller? And that shit sold the most records
Not
ever.
even like $1.
He made a lot of money. But what you think the record labels made?
Yeah.
They made all the fucking money. If the artist is the one who everybody loves, he should be the one getting the finance. Perfect example, Taylor Swift. She ain't an old artist at all. She's quite new. What did she do? She remastered her album. Why? Because she wasn't making revenues off of that album.
So again, we're getting painted this narrative by artists from completely different time periods and different genres that are talking about the same thing, about the artists not making the majority of the revenue, which is mind-blowing because they are the ones who are generating the product. Now I'm going to show you guys this other band. This is the final video I'm going to be showing in this particular video, and that is Smashing Pumpkins. This is a rock band.
Great band.
I'm just going to let them do
yeah.
the talking. This is a clip from the Joe Rogan podcast, and let's just go ahead and roll it.
Struggled to get the contract, and then the contract is sort of, you know, the indentured servitude type of thing. Our first contract was 7 albums.
My God.
Essentially 14 years. So I signed that contract when I was 23.
That's crazy.
Okay, so I'm signing, at 23 years old, I'm signing a contract that's supposed to take me into 37.
You're signing a contract for more than half your life.
And if you look at the shelf life of most artists, it's 4 to... So they're basically anticipating your entire arc.
So just to clarify what he's saying,
Whoa, dude. Before you even step in the room,
Yeah.
in the instrument room, in the mixing room, in anywhere, when you're at the desk signing up, man, you've already signed away literally everything. Like before you.
Years.
Our first deal was 7 albums. 14 years. They've already, before you even talk to anyone, the lady at the front desk has already written your lifetime check, basically. Okay, you guys are good for about a decade and a half.
Yeah.
And then you'll pit her out, and we'll hold on to your music forever, and you'll never make any money after that. And then we'll let you go.
Yep.
Anyways, how's this amount look? And then it's like, at 23 years old, again, Sony comes knocking at my door and has a big number like that on a check and a lawyer and shit. I'm like, all right, give me the pen.
I'm sorry, how many zeros is that?
Yeah, and can you blame people? But then, dude, hearing about it, it's like, oh my God, that's nuts. I love Rogan. He's just like, that's over half your life. You signed a contract for, at that point in your life, more than half of your life.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about, dude. All right.
And if you look at the shelf life of most artists, it's 4 to... So they're basically anticipating your entire arc.
so just to clarify what he's saying, you're a new artist and you just got signed to this label. They're presenting you with information that's not only telling you how much you're going to make and all this other stuff and how long you're going to be working to the company, but they're calculating how long you're going to be popular for. And they use that to their advantage to take advantage of you.
That's so crazy.
So you don't have any leverage, you know, other than that they want to sign you. You sign the deal, and then it becomes this weird dance of like, can I sustain success?
Yeah.
If you get success and you have leverage, they'll get out of your way because you're making them a lot of money. But the minute you're not making them as much money, then they step in and they start putting these Jedi mind tricks on you. We know what to do. You know, the public's going to forget about you. I mean, I've heard all these things.
So all in all, each of these clips, like I said before, is from completely different genres, completely different time periods, and completely different platforms. They're all saying the same thing, that people are getting taken advantage by these labels. And not only that they're backed by the devil. So what does that say for us? That says for us They've created a system and a machine that has a capability of running these artists' lives.
Forever.
So if they're able to control the artist, they're able to control you and how you see it and what gets told.
So I know she's just about finished here, but Editor Chris, I want you to find this video, okay, if you can. I don't remember if it was a story or a reel on his Instagram, but the artist's name escapes me. The guy had 2 different versions of that song. We covered it on the channel. It's kind of a bluegrass country thing, and we covered 2 of his songs. It was the same song in 2 different styles, and then he signed a deal with Sony, not necessarily, or maybe it was Warner Nashville or whatever, I don't remember, but he wasn't like a full-fledged artist. He was saying it was just a publishing deal, blah, 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 blah.
Who was that?
I'm going to look.
Yeah, you can cut this out if you need to, but... who was that? I know what you're talking about. It sounds familiar. You're asking me an impossible question.
Was it Pawns or Kings? Pawns or Kings.
Man, you pulled that up quick.
Okay, so if I can find the reel, I will screen record it and insert it here.
Was that the Pawns or Kings? Was that the little 2-piece band?
Yes.
And they did that one like... Oh, let me see one of the...
So we're finally doing it.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm actually curious to see. God, I hope it's here. I really hope it's here. Anyway, I will search for this another time, but basically, let me play this back, and if I can find the video clip, I'll put it in right after this. It'll make sense. Okay, so he was talking about I believe it's right here.
If you get success and you have leverage, they'll get out of your way because you're making them a lot of money. But the minute you're not making them as much money, then they step in and they start playing these Jedi mind tricks on you. We know what to do.
I might not have gone
the public's going to forget about you. They want to sign you. You sign the deal.
Here we go.
And then it becomes this weird dance of like, can I sustain success?
Yeah.
Can I sustain success? Pawns or Kings was just talking about 3 weeks ago on Instagram. Man, I'm like really having a tough time with this music thing. I'm not sure. Like I'm tired of like trying to make things successful, and if they're not, I'm tired of like trying to play the game of trying to be successful. Like,
dude, imagine having the pressure of being signed to Sony Records and knowing that you're responsible for making the next timeless hit.
Yeah.
You need to make it. This is no more bedroom writing.
Yeah.
It's time to fucking make a banger. And like, not only that, but now you have 7 more albums to make of bangers also. And there better be some hits in there.
Yeah.
So you can sustain success.
Yeah.
So you can continue to get paid.
They're
This
like,
is all
it's your
on
life.
You.
We don't give a
This
fuck,
is all on
but-
you. Like if you screw this up, next guy's waiting at the door. So we just let him in and let you out. See ya.
Yep.
Doesn't make any difference to us, and you still owe us money when you leave. So
but
we'll send a bill.
But he said that, and that gave me a flashback
Sustain success
to that thing. And he
Yeah.
said, the trying to sustain success.
Dude.
And I was like,
the pressure has got to be crazy. And dude, I've been in like when I went and recorded in Baltimore, Maryland. It's not like we had months and months to record. We had 14 days to put out 5 songs, and they need to be mixed, mastered. We need an album by the time we hit the plane to come home. And so like when you're on a deadline, man, it really is. It's crunch time. And when you start making mistakes, dude, the frustration builds up super fast. And like, it's I can't imagine what it's like on a scale where it's like, you have to do that for 7 albums worth of music.
Oh God,
man.
dude, watching Pentatonics. We said this. We watched that behind the scenes of Evergreen, right?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And remember the scene of them standing all around the piano working on their vocal lines?
Yep.
And Mitch just had his head like on the top of this piano. Like, dude, I'm so fucking over this shit. Like, that's what it's like.
And you get to that point of exhaustion, but you literally, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're exhausted. Gotta go again.
Pentatonics, and you got a Christmas album, bitch.
Gotta go again.
Yep.
Like this needs to be to the producer by 8:35 in the morning.
8 hours.
Yeah,
let's go.
We got to get it done tonight. This is it. We're going. Like, get a Red Bull in you. Actually, no, get a tea in you. Yeah, dude. Yeah. No thanks on that pressure. I'm good.
Anyway, I'm gonna go back forward here.
Yeah,
to
jump.
about there.
Yeah, you're
okay,
good.
Cool.
Here we go.
the same thing, that people are getting taken advantage by these labels. And not only that, that they're backed by the devil. So what does that say for us? That says for us, they've created a system and a machine that has a capability of running these artists' lives. So if they're able to control the artist, they're able to control
It's
you.
a media machine, yeah.
How you see it and what gets told.
Yep.
So then that leaves us with independent artists. How do you compete? What do you do? Where do you go? It could seem so hopeless as you unpack this information and you see the big picture here. And that's what I'm going to talk about in my next video.
Okay, hi guys. I'm
Can't
going to
wait.
sit down with Tom
What's up,
McDonald, my
Nova?
Hey, it's
boyfriend,
Nova.
and
Actually, it's not Nova.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's not Nova.
It's not Nova.
And probably Tom's dad or something like that.
And probably Tom's dad or something. Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude, that is, I mean, it's crazy to see. I mean, we've been talking about it pretty much
Oh, God, we've been preaching it for years.
since we started the channel. That's kind of the reason we started the channel, was to do the independent.
Yeah.
Our second video is Tom McDonald. Like, our second video is Tom McDonald. So, like, that's, we've been at it since day one, basically. And it's only gotten stronger since then, Like, we reach out to local bands and, like, places that we live and just really try and get people that aren't going to give us any fuss when we put them on the channel, because like if a lot of people will make the argument that like, oh, you're stealing money from the artist because you're putting it on their channel, and it's like, it's a promotion
It's
thing.
free
man.
advertising,
It's literally
like-
a promotion. When their channel has 28 subscribers and ours has 30,000. You want that video on a channel that has 30,000 subscribers, right? Like, that's good. That's good for everybody. It's a win for everyone, especially if they're talking good about it and they're like directing people your way. Of course, dude. That's a billboard. That's a live billboard, man. So anyways, we've been talking about that for a long time, and it's only gotten stronger on here, and it's crazy to see the numbers coming out and like hear these testimonies from. I love the testimony from Snoop, man.
Dude,
he explains things in such a good way.
I saw that video a year ago, or maybe it's
a great video.
Maybe it wasn't quite that long ago, but I saw that, and that was shortly after we discovered the whole thing with Cobalt Records and all of that.
When we started figuring out the affiliates.
When we started figuring out the affiliates, right? Once we started figuring that out, it was like shortly before that, and that video is actually what prompted me to look into the affiliates and stuff. It's like, okay, well, if labels are doing all the stuff that Snoop says they're doing, there's got to be more.
We got something to look into.
There's got to be more.
Yeah. I love how the dude asked him. He's like, so it's the people running the labels that are like the evil ones, and he's like, Snoop literally says it's not the people, it's the machine and the system that was created hundreds of years ago that hasn't been changed.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the people that are feeding the machine. It's just that the machine is literally running, and it just needs people to monitor it, and that's just how it works. And until you take down the conglomerate, it doesn't change because there's so much money involved at this point that it's like you can't stop it.
The only way to rebuild it is to tear the whole thing down.
You literally have to tear it down. And the independent music is doing that, thankfully. There's independent art. I looked today, Tom and Adam's video. As of today, the filming of this video, Tom and Adam's American Flags video has 7 million views.
God damn.
7 million views in like
Let's go.
in 6 days, 7 days or something like that. So yeah, I don't know what it is now when this one airs, but hopefully it's 10 million, 11 million, whatever it is. But like that's great.
That video was dope.
That's great news for. And you know what's great about that? I can say this on this channel. We didn't even have a claim on that. Tom McDonald didn't even claim it. Yep. Normally it'll come through with TuneCore or something like that.
Yeah.
Nothing. It was just a green $sign in our monetization.
Well, and I wonder,
lights on, baby.
Because it's usually TuneCore, and then for some reason all of our videos of Tom got hit with Matter, which, as far as I know, Tom doesn't use Matter. So I almost wonder if he's going through a battle behind the scenes with. Why is there some company I don't use?
I fully expected to do this. And, I don't have any problem doing the copyright claim and stuff. Normally they get released. If they don't, again, for us, it doesn't matter. We don't care.
If it's independent artists, we're like, dude, if you want to keep your money, it's your money, bro. Like, whatever.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Do we have a right,
you got overheads too,
according to YouTube rule and copyright law, do we have a right to keep the money? Absolutely.
Sure, yeah.
But if you're an independent artist...
Yeah. Dude, you
You
got
do your
merch to
thing.
pay for, bro. You got tour to go on. You got overhead costs, man. You
Yep.
got video cameras to pay for. You got all sorts of stuff, man. Yeah, take your money, of course.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm excited. I'm glad we're on board for this. It's getting deep. I love
getting deep.
that deep footage of Michael Jackson, dude. That
Dude,
was
that was
great.
sick.
That for when we bring out the Sony sucks sign, like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, that was great, man.
Sony kills.
Or Sony kills. That's
Yeah.
what it is. That's what Sony kills. Yeah, dude.
How convenient.
I had no idea that even existed, and it really like.
Yeah.
I already respected Michael Jackson for like his music and his talent and his dancing and all that stuff, but like,
and it's weird because like the more you look into, like, Snoop has talked out about against labels, Michael Jackson talked out against labels, and here's the thing: Snoop and Tupac were like pretty close, right? Well, then Snoop signed with this record deal, which was not the record deal that was affiliated with the gang that he was running with, and it became kind of an issue. And Tupac decided to stay with that thing. And Snoop, from what I understand, at least it's been a while since I watched the story, but what I understand, him and Tupac were kind of like, trying to still be friends and stuff, and it wasn't quite working out. And then all of a sudden, Tupac ends up dead.
okay.
And so, like, it kind of begs the question: is there actual people dying on the streets due to the record label,
Dude,
like?
you think about the size of the corporations and like, the biggest corporations in the world, Walmart, Google, Apple, probably Sony.
Sony's heavily. Let me put this out here, by the way, the little bit of research I've done. Sony has investments. Okay, we'll call them investments. I wouldn't quite call them sponsorships or
Endorsements.
affiliates,
Yeah.
or even like a subsidiary. I would just call it a heavy
Involvement, a partner, like a close relationship.
We're gonna slide you some free cameras, some
Yeah,
gear, some whatever, right? With MSNBC, ABC, MSN,
100%.
CNN. There's I believe that Fox was supposed to get bought out by Disney. However, they couldn't because Disney already owned like ESPN and some other stuff, so like it would have been a problem. But
Oh, dude, and like the best cameras too. Like,
so like if somebody dies in the street due to a record label dispute, okay, they're just gonna go to their buddies like, hey man, that there's a rumor that we might have done that, but like that totally wasn't us. Here's our statement, and run it.
because they're in cahoots with the news stations. Yeah. Dude, I was gonna say, like, when you get that many conglomerates that are so big that nobody below a certain level, even people associated with the company, have any idea what's going on at a certain level. When you get top execs that are making the money, like they're the elites, right? Like they're the one percenters. They're making the money. Like there is 100% some corrupt shit going on. Definitely some.
You don't have to look very far for that, okay?
Well, clearly.
Because I saw a thing, right? I was curious what the CEO of Sony makes, right? And when you look it up, the first thing that pops up is executives at Sony Entertainment make approximately $47,000 a year.
Oh, bullshit.
I'm like,
bullshit.
I almost make $47,000 a year.
Yeah, like what?
Like, huh?
I'm pushing that, dude.
So then
Come on.
I look at his net worth. His net worth's like $221 million or some shit. Like,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, like I said, those guys are the guys that are in the top circles, man. They've got rings of whatever the hell, corruption, crime, killings, that, and the other, that can just be immediately paid off with some hush hush money and a little tap on the shoulder of somebody else. Like, oh hey, I did a thing. Sorry, my bad. You gotta clean that up.
Yeah.
And then immediately cleaned up, taken care of, never thought of again, just out of the way. I wonder what would be interesting to find out, because I guarantee that's happening. What would be interesting to find out is how often that happens. Like the amount of the percentage that they're involved in, like, what do I want to say, like coordinated killings and shit like that. Of like, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that on YouTube, but
coordinated dismissals.
Sure. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I already said it. So I don't know if you're gonna make it this far and
coordinated
get it,
retirements.
anyways, yeah. So like, who knows, man? Who actually knows? a couple of people do, and that's pretty much it. And that's the scary part. That's the scary part.
God, I would I say I would love to know. I feel like if I knew, I'd probably just quit the internet.
I guarantee it's one of those things
forever.
that if you knew, they'd have to kill you, man. That's
yeah.
literally it. If they knew, they'd have to kill you. Or if you knew, they'd have to kill you, man. That's
Oh shit, man. What
onward
an
to
episode.
the next one. We're ready for it, Jesse. Keep your investigations up. We back it.
Yeah.
We're here to help you wherever we need, or we're here to help promote your videos out at the very least, and get the word out on this, because the numbers at the very least are little bit sus. So raising some eyebrows here for sure.
That's it.
So
well, if you guys enjoyed today's episode as much as we did, be sure to leave a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, click the bell, become part of the notification gang, and support your independent artists. We'll see you next time. Bow.
ow, that's right.
I hope it wasn't on a story, because I really fucking want to use that clip.
Indentured pendant artist, if they're signed to a label.